We're two hitchhikers. We met while hiking Mount Baldy with mutual friends, wasted no time, got engaged on a frozen alpine lake, got hitched, and have been adventuring together since. We're embarking on a new adventure of living big in a tiny home. Let's see how this goes.
Adventure awaits.
Last week, we left off beginning the trenching so that we can run the conduit line for the battery system and move that into the shed. That way we can make room for our closet inside the casita. Let me know when you're going to connect it. So just hold it straight. Push it toward. Hold on.
Grab it, hurry up fast, pick it up.
Right there.
A little more.
I think you're gonna get out of the way. Now let's get going on that closet.
This is going to be the rail, and this is what's going to hold on to the wheel and the plywood. I'm going to drill. I have to divide this into 5. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to drill all the way through. And then we're going to basically have both of these rails just stick out just enough to where this rail is going to be able to slide. No panic.
Are you gonna keep all that glitter in your hair while you do it?
Yes.
You've got tons of metal shards.
No, good thing I wear glasses. And these things are like pat, 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 in my face.
You got exfoliation.
Oh yeah. De-drill.
This is why safety glasses are super important.
7 feet and 1/8. Seven feet and 1/8. Man.
Woo!
Washer. Spacer. I'm so glad this is aluminum.
But before we can continue, these need to be painted. And these need to be sealed with boiled linseed oil. Our choice of panels was 1/2-inch thick walnut. The weightiness of the wood would help mitigate any bending or warping of the doors. We're also fabricating our own hardware because our dimensions are not standard.
This is gonna be tight, but it'll work.
The final major piece of the puzzle is the rod. Because our closet is 7 feet long, a wooden dowel would end up bending with the weight of all of the clothes, and we didn't want support arms taking up valuable space, so we went with a 2-inch metal rod.
There it is. Will not fall out. And we got enough weight on here. Shoot, maybe.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong.
I think we're civilized now.
Don't bet, Joel. Don't bet too much on that. We're getting close.
Who loves garlic as much as we do? We go through a lot of garlic because, you have to keep the vampires away somehow. Yes, I know it's the 21st century, but the vampires don't know that. That one was for my dad. Anyhow, we do go through a lot of garlic. I cook with a lot of garlic. And one of the things that we wanted to do when we first came up here is initially start a greenhouse right away. Well, everything we wanted to do right away. And as you know, nothing can be done right away. It all takes a lot of time. So we want to get a dairy cow. We want to get the chickens. We want to get the little goats. We want to do the greenhouse. We want to do all the things. But we're not there yet because we still have to focus on finishing out the house for ourselves. The humans have to be comfortable before we can get all of the other things in place. So we don't have a crop growing. But garlic is something that can be done on a smaller scale. So we're attempting to do that. Now, ideally with garlic, you want to start this in the fall because you want to plant it so it can go dormant over the winter time and then it starts to grow in the spring. Well, we were not able to plant in the fall. So I found a hack. You go about it the same exact way where you take all of the garlic cloves, you plant them, but in this case, you plant them in a Ziploc bag in the soil and you put them in the refrigerator and leave them in the back for 8 weeks or so. Well, we just left them in the ice chest because it's cold enough here to where the garlic was perfectly happy in the ice chest. So after 8 weeks, we took out the garlic and sure enough, they all had roots on them. So now it's time to plant them because spring is here. And well, we still don't have raised garden beds or a greenhouse or anything like that. So I thought, well, what can we do? So we can build the raised garden beds, and that is still the plan for the immediate future. However, we don't want to fill them up with soil just yet because we need the deck to put the raised garden beds on. And the reason we want to put the raised garden beds on the deck is because we do have a lot of critters around here. The deer, the marmots, the rabbits, they all like eating the vegetables. So we want to keep them close to the house and off of the ground level. So if we were to plant everything in the raised garden beds right now, those would be very heavy to move onto the deck once we finally get it. So jumping ahead, I did another hack. We go through a lot of these because we're still hauling in all of our drinking water 1 gallon at a time. So sort of upcycling and being cheap at the same time. So I cut a hole in the top of these, put some soil in, offset it with quite a bit of potash because that's what roots and stock really like, and planted all of the garlic. So garlic likes a well-drained container, if you will, because soggy roots are not a good thing if you ever try this yourself. So I just drilled a few holes at the bottom of this. I put some cardboard inside and then did the soil that was offset with the additional nutrients that the garlic likes. And now they are just sitting out front. And they're doing just fine. We're still getting some deep, cold frosts at night, but it heats up during the day, and so far so good. So hopefully we have a small garlic crop to harvest at the end of the summer. So here's hoping. So yeah, manicures no longer exist when you're doing this kind of stuff. But that's okay. I just wanted to show you really quickly, this is what the final result looks like. So I put 3 cloves of garlic in each one of these planters. Garlic does not like to be crowded, so I'm hoping this is not too bad. And I do know that I'm going to have to transfer these at some point because this is not enough room for the future roots, but this is at least a start. Here's hoping. Well, we have our mini battery inverter system in the shed. We now have a bigger closet than we had before, and the garlic seems to be doing well. It's liking the large temperature swings. Yes, it can still look like winter and spring here in the same day. Here are a few photos I took of the general area. We are likely going to begin uploading our weekly videos on Mondays instead of Sundays. It allows me a little extra breathing room to create these videos after our project-focused weekends. Hopefully, this still allows you to follow along on our journey to building out this tiny home. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.